I saw her laughing with someone else. Not the kind of polite grin or casual chuckle, but the full-bodied laugh, the one that shakes you to your core. The one that used to be mine. I watched her from across the street, hidden in the crowd, the drizzle beginning to fall, and for a moment I forgot how to breathe. I thought the ache had dulled, thought time had numbed it, but no. There was sharp, raw, alive. She sat on a bench outside what used to be our coffee spot, and the coincidence hit me like a punch. She wasn't alone. There he was, tall, confident, with a smile that seemed to fit too well. He said something and she laughed again. A laugh that tugged at something deep inside me. She tucked a strand of hair behind her ear the way she always did when she was nervous. The way she used to do for me. I knew that habit, every small detail of her. At least I used to. That was the hardest part. Realizing that someone else was now learning the little secrets of her. Her voice soft and excited when she was talking about something she loved. That guilty little smile she gave after sneaking an extra spoon of sugar into her coffee. I wanted to turn away to walk on, but my legs refused to listen. Memories came flooding back. Nights spent talking until the city quieted down, her laughter filling the air as she teased me for my ridiculous playlists. Mornings when she danced barefoot in the kitchen, her hair a messy halo, face still half asleep. I remembered holding her close the night she lost her dog, the way she sobbed against me, like I was the only thing that could keep her from falling apart. It wasn't perfect. Far from it. We fought about everything, stupid things like laundry left unfolded, lights left on in every room. But even in the chaos there was a feeling of home. Until one day it started to unravel. Slowly, threads pulling loose one by one. She said I wasn't listening anymore. That she felt alone even when I was sitting right beside her. Maybe she was right. Maybe I'd thought we were unbreakable and the cracks had been there all along. Then one evening she said it. I don't think we're growing together anymore. I didn't argue. Maybe a part of me already knew. We promised to stay friends, but the silence crept in, filling the spaces where our conversations used to live. And eventually we became nothing more than familiar strangers. So there I stood, rain soaking through my jacket, watching her smile in a way that no longer belonged to me. I told myself it was okay. She was happy. That's what love is, isn't it? Wanting the person you love to find their joy again. I almost walked away. Almost let her fade into the past. But then she looked up. She looked right at me through the rain, through the crowd, and for just a second her smile faltered. It wasn't a hesitation, not exactly, but something shifted, something deep. She saw me, the one who once knew every hidden part of her heart, the one who almost asked her to stay forever but waited too long. For one brief moment, everything around us faded. No cars, no noise, no rain. Just us, standing in the ruins of what we once were. I should have kept walking. Should have let her stay a memory. But before my mind could stop them, my feet moved toward her. She stood, said something quickly to the guy beside her. He looked puzzled, but then she started walking toward me. She didn't bother with an umbrella. She let the rain soak her through, and somehow that made her even more beautiful, wild, unfiltered, real. We met in the middle of the sidewalk, and for a second, it felt like the world itself was holding its breath. "Hi," she said, her voice soft and uncertain, like she wasn't sure what she was hoping for either. "Hey," I replied, barely above a whisper. She dropped her gaze, then lifted it back to meet mine. "I didn't know you were in town." "I'm not just passing through," I lied, though the words felt heavy in my mouth. She nodded slowly, her silence filling the space between us, thick and awkward. Then she spoke, her voice softer than I remembered. "How have you been?" My mind raced, flooded with all the things I could say, about the sleepless nights, the empty spaces where she used to be, the countless moments I almost called her but didn't. But all I could manage was, "Okay." "You hesitated," she observed, her tone gentle. "Better now," I added, almost reluctantly. I could feel the weight of the words hanging in the air, trembling between us, unspoken yet understood. "I saw you laughing," I blurted out, the words rushing out before I could stop them. "I saw you looking," she whispered in return. The silence stretched between us, long and heavy, until she stepped closer, like she was afraid that if she didn't, I might disappear. "I think about you," she said, her voice cracking as she spoke. "Sometimes a lot. Especially when I'm with someone else and it feels wrong." I swallowed hard, trying to steady myself. "You never called." "I know," she replied, her voice thick with emotion. She blinked back the tears that threatened to fall. "But I never stopped hoping I'd run into you. Somewhere. Somehow." I turned away, not because I doubted her, but because I didn't trust myself not to believe her completely. "Are you happy?" I asked, the words slipping out before I could think twice. She gave a small, uncertain shrug. "I'm trying." But he doesn't know me, not the way you did. I wanted to tell her everything, the long nights spent waiting for messages that never came, how every room still echoed with her absence. But I couldn't. Instead I simply asked, why now? She gave a sad little smile, one that didn't quite reach her eyes. Because when I saw you, I remembered what real felt like. The rain came down in sheets now, relentless and heavy, soaking everything in its path. Yet neither of us moved, as if the storm around us didn't matter. You're still my favorite, she said, her voice trembling with emotion, and then she whispered, what if? She didn't finish the thought, but she didn't need to. I understood. Maybe this was a reunion, or maybe it was just a fleeting moment. A brief glimpse of what once was, or what might still be, hidden beneath all the years, the pain, and the distance. Maybe we would talk again, or maybe this was all we would ever have. But standing there, in the downpour, I realized something true. Real love doesn't just vanish. It lingers, it hides, it waits for the right moment to resurface. Sometimes, it returns in the middle of the city, in the middle of the rain, when you least expect it. And if it ever finds its way back to you, don't be afraid to stop. Even if it's just a moment, even if it's only for a second, you owe it to yourself to feel it again.